Interrompemos esse podcast para perguntar: quem você quer ser?
Designer, engenheira,
pedagoga,
administrador.
Quer saber? O Senac EAD é nota máxima no MEC. Tem cursos de diversas áreas, com conteúdo elaborado por especialistas do mercado e professores mestres e doutores. Ainda tem o Senac Carreiras, conectando estudantes a vagas de emprego em todo o país. Saiba mais em ead.senac.br/graduação.
E aí, galera, no podcast de hoje vamos falar de...
Ninguém precisa passar por isso hoje em dia. Tá com gases? Luftal. Ele age rapidinho, em 10 minutos, aliviando a dor e estufamento dos gases e evitando o pum. Porque desfaz os gases ainda na barriga. Chega de passar dor e constrangimento por conta disso.
Bora gravar de novo que agora eu tô pronto.
Luftal Simeticona, indicado para pacientes com excesso de gases no aparelho digestivo. Se persistirem os sintomas, o médico deverá ser consultado. Dezembro de 2024.
You know, originally I wasn't going to have an end. Why am I getting... Oh, now everybody want to call me back. Now everybody remember who I am. Roll the intro and start the podcast. Okay, well, now I'm going to do this again because Ben just called me and ruined the whole first recording. I was only 3 minutes in. But I have to give you an update on live. Welcome back to the Distract Me Please podcast. I'm your host, Brianna Silva, and today I'm here by myself to review my life because that's what we're doing. Ben, you always want a reaction. Well, here's a reaction to my life. Guys, shout out to Matt King talking about his skin cancer journey and telling people if there's something weird on your body, go get it checked out. Because I've had a weird mole on my body for a couple of years now. And I did get it checked out the first time 2 years ago when I was getting my keloid removed. And it was like a tee-hee-hee-hee. Check out this mole, right? Like, genuinely how it went down. It was like, tee-hee-hee-hee-hee. Since you're already doing my keloid and I'm already here, you're a dermatologist. Look at this mole for me real quick. And she was like, okay. And I was like, okay. And then she looked at it and she was like, ooh. We're not going to keep kiki-keying anymore. And I was like, why aren't we going to keep kiki-keying anymore? What happened? She was like, can I see the rest of the moles on your body? And I was like, okay. Weird, but okay. And so she compared it to the rest and she was like, yeah, it doesn't look like the rest of them. So it's not melanoma yet. And I will never forget that sentence because I was like, oh, run it back, Miss Thing. And so she was basically like, well, it looks like it can develop into melanoma in the future, but it's not showing any signs of melanoma right now. It just looks so weird that it potentially will be in the future. But as of right now, it's not. Let's keep an eye on it. And I was like, oh, you damn straight. We're going to keep an eye on it, right? So keloid gets removed in 2022, 2023, 2024. And I'm like, this mole is looking weird. And I'm having more moles pop up on my body. And none of them look like this one. Because she was like, maybe your body just like up and change patterns. And I was like, is that a thing? She was like, yeah, as you get older, your body can do that. Your body can literally be like, all right, let's remix it. New moles dropping. Like, that's just that. And I was like, okay. I'll keep an eye on the rest of my new moles. New moles come in. None of them look like this one. Like, this one is just like, there, girl. And then all of a sudden, keloid starts coming back on my ear. I'm throwing a fit because I'm like, dude, I got surgery to remove this. Why is it coming back? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Hate this stuff. I hate this. I hate this. I can't believe I got this stupid piercing in the first place. Oh my God. I am literally feeling the butterfly effect as I'm talking about this. Because when I got my keloid removed, I didn't have the weird mole when I first started getting the keloid, but by the time it got big enough to the point where I was like, yo, it needs to be removed. Like, it's just going to continue to grow and grow. That's when the mole came up, right? And then suddenly keloid starts coming back on my ear and I'm like, whoa. This mole has changed. She's transforming, babes. She's a transformer. I can transform ya. She's changed. She's definitely grown. I need to go back to the dermatologist about this. So I go back to the dermatologist for the keloid and I was like, I don't even know if it's worth bringing up this mole. I don't know. But like a month before I set my appointment, Matt King hops on the podcast, hops on the Unfiltered, Zayd and Heath Unfiltered podcast and says he recently got diagnosed with skin cancer and then makes a PSA basically saying, if you see anything strange on your skin, get it checked out, listen to your gut, just do it. Be safe than sorry. You would rather hear a doctor tell you it's nothing than later find out that it was everything. And I was like, he's got a point. This stuff has been sitting on my chest for so long. Even though I didn't book the appointment to check this mole, while I'm there, I'm going to do my little 2-for-1 special that I did the first time. Check this mole. So she takes care of the keloid and she's like, anything else? I was like, yeah, remember that mold? I'm pretty sure it's grown. What should we do now? So she looks at it. She was like, she compares it to the picture that she took because she did take a picture of a ruler next to it or like whatever they use to measure moles. But she was like, it's still 5, I think she said millimeters. Whatever she measured in, it was at a 5. She was like, no, it's still at 5. It hasn't grown, but it has changed. It's a shade darker and it has a border, and the border, if it continues to grow, your mole's fine. If it doesn't continue to grow and it continues to just cover everything like this, like, then we have to be concerned. And so truly, because of the way that your skin is already has a keloid, we see that you're prone to scarring really badly. Let's take a picture and keep watching it because it still hasn't developed into anything, but you do have the choice to have it removed and biopsied today, but it's really up to you. And so I do appreciate that she gave me her recommendation and then said, it is up to you. Because at the end of the day, a doctor is a doctor. They need to give you what they think is best for you. But then it's on you to say, but this is how I feel. This is how my body feels. And at that point, I was starting to get cancer scaries. I've had so many family members get cancer. I was watching it and I was seeing new moles pop up on my body and was like, this is not normal. My body is weird. Bodies are weird as I get older. I'm allergic to acetaminophen. I'm allergic to chicken. Like, acetaminophen, I actually think I'm more of a, is it anaphylactic shock? Is that, no. No. What is, girl, I need a fact check, but I don't want to fact check right now as I have the computer out in front of me. But it's going to take too long. It's going to put a weird pause on the podcast. I don't want to fact check. But whatever that really bad allergic reaction is to where like you get an EpiPen in the thigh and you got to go to the hospital right away, I think I have that type of allergic reaction to acetaminophen because every time I let it go too long, I get a fever, my throat closes up, I can't breathe, like eyes are watery, nose is running, I'm in pain, like literal pain. Like I'm just in a ball waiting for all the pain to go away. And it takes like an hour for the pain to finally go away. And then it does settle down after a while, but I could still tell that my body's irritated and I can't move. And then like the following day I'll have a fever. So, and that was when I had my first allergic reaction to it because I wasn't allergic to acetaminophen all my life. This is a new thing. So I think now that I've gotten older and the allergy has had time to develop, I think if I take it again unmedicated, basically, with no, what's it called? With no, when did I turn off my fan? With no, with no allergy pills in sight or near me, your girl might end up in a hospital or dead. But that's besides the point. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I was like, I know my body. I've seen what my body's been doing. My body's not acting like this. And I can't get the words that Matt King said out of my head of, if you have something weird, better be safe than sorry. If you're noticing it, go to the doctor. Like that really sat deep. And the difference between intuition and emotions is intuition whispers, emotions scream. What that means is if you're about to walk out the door and suddenly you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm going to get into a car accident. Like, I can't, if I leave the house right now, I'm going to get into a car accident. Like, I can't go right now. And it's to the point where like, you get this laser focused tunnel vision of like, I am so scared to leave the house right now because I know if I hit the road, I'm going to get into a car accident. And like, you're shaky and it's just like overall sickly feeling that you just can't do it. Like that's all you can focus on is walking out the house and getting into a car accident. And I mean, if you end up with a panic attack, like if it goes as far as a panic attack, that is straight emotions. That is not intuition. But for me, it doesn't ever get as far as a panic attack. I just sit there and I ruminate and I ruminate. And then I think about how bad the situation is going to be. And then I mistake it for intuition. I go back, I don't leave. Intuition is you walk out the door and you go, no, I want to stay in today. And you just turn around and stay in. You don't give it a second thought. You don't do anything else. You're just like, I need to stay in. You don't know why. You just turn around and you're like, I'm just going back inside. For no reason. All of a sudden it's like, I just changed my mind. Whatever. And you don't think twice about it. And then like later on you find out, oh, if I would have been in that spot at that moment, I would have been in a really horrible life-changing car accident. That is the difference between intuition and emotion. And because of that, because Matt King's words were just in my mind, but it was the intuition feeling. It wasn't yelling, it was whispering. It was like, man, it's really speaking to me. Biopsy it, cut it off. It's been on my chest, literally, mentally and physically for the past 2 years. Well, actually, it was over 2 years. 2 years was when I got it checked out, and she was like, ooh, that's different, you know? And so, cuts it off, biopsies it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much freer. I feel so much lighter. I'm so happy I did that, because at the end of the day, even if it comes back as nothing, I no longer have to watch a mole on my body, and like, we're all good, we're all fine. I go home, and then I start having this crazy thought of, I hope it almost comes back positive so like people don't think I'm crazy. But that's weird, girly. That's weird. That's weird behavior. So, go to Louisiana today. Okay? Woke up in Houston, spent the afternoon in Louisiana, came back to Houston. Okay, we were on a crazy like we finna do whatever moment, okay? On the way back to Houston, get a phone call, and I do not answer unknown numbers. I refuse to. My mom was like, Brianna, you're applying to jobs. You got to start answering these phone calls. I'm like, yes. But it's really annoying when I answer phone calls and it's just like, can we help you switch your house insurance? I'm like, I don't even own a house. I'm Gen Z. Like, know who the hell you're calling. Click, you know? Like, babes, my generation isn't owning houses right now. Do you know the economy that was left behind for us? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Click. Or sometimes it's just like weirdo people from a past life is the only way to put it. Just people who think that.
Vamos fazer diferente nessa ceia? Que tal churrasco especial? Então escolha seus cortes maturata favoritos e prepare a grelha, porque o som é por nossa conta. Escute a playlist Celebra da Família e celebre cada momento em grande estilo. Maturata é churrasco e ponto.
Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Metodologia por projetos? Preparação para o Enem? Atividades extras gratuitas, como acesso a oficinas, simulados, vagas de estágio, Olimpíadas do Conhecimento e muito mais? Esse é o Ensino Médio Técnico do Senac. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
They have a right to still reach out and have a connection to me. And when I answer and I'm just like, hello, no, you know, and then you got to shut that down real quick. So that's why I don't like answering unknown numbers. I'm just, nope, shut it down. But this time around, even if it has a Houston area code, because most of my stuff happens in Houston, so typically if it's a Houston area code, I should answer, but I still don't. But if you don't leave a voicemail, I'm not calling back either. Leave a voicemail. But this time around, I was in the car with my mom. I saw the number come in. I was like, ignore, whatever. But then my mom said, who was that? And because she said that, I was like, I'm going to answer for fun. It's probably scam likely. Y'all, I answer, hi, this is the dermatology office. Oh, hello. Yes. Yeah, we're calling for your biopsy results. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Forgot I was waiting for results. Okay, yeah, so we're just calling to let you know that the cells were abnormal, but due to us cutting it off at such an early state, we got everything and you're fine. I literally thought I misheard her and I was like, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? And she was like, oh yeah, the cells were abnormal. And then silence, bro. And I was just like, literal pause, babe. Like, I literally was like, oh, that's it? She was like, yeah, it was abnormal. I was like, and you're saying that I'm fine now? And she was like, yeah, you're perfectly fine. We got it all because of us cutting off the mole to biopsy it. Like, it's all off. You're good. We don't have to do anything further. And I was like, so we're good? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, thank you so much. She was like, thanks. Have a good day. I was like, okay, bye. And I just sat there. And my mom was like, my mom didn't even care. I was just like, okay. And then I just turned to my mom and I was like, that was the dermatologist's office. She was like, oh, why'd they call? I was like, remember. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I got my snacks crinkling and crunching in front of here. Ugh. I was getting up, turned on some lights. I was sitting in the dark for a while. Why? Because, girl, it's been a long day. I've been up since 6:45 in the morning. So now just doing crazy stuff. But yeah, I was like, teehee. They said it was abnormal, aka the way my doctor wanted me to sit there and take a picture of it because nothing was wrong. She was correct. But at the end of the day, this really would have developed into skin cancer and not the nothing that she was hoping for. And my mom was like, huh, okay. Anyway, so where are we going to eat? And I'm sitting there like, hold on. Like, girl, we are not about to run past this. And me and my mom are just so different in that way. Whenever I hear some, like, honestly, it can even be semi-normal news, I need to sit with it. I need to process it. I need to talk about it 24/7, like damn near 25/8. Like, I need a moment, especially when it's news like that. My mom is just another day. And I don't know if that's just age difference, but like, I need a moment. So then I'm texting all my friends like, y'all, hey, turns out, hey, guys, hey, that weird mole was definitely weird. Hey, guys, doctor just said like, yo, them cells, not normal. But you know what is now? Me. Like, I just dodged skin cancer. Woo! Like, and all of my friends already knew that I was spiraling because I kept looking at it and being like, guys, something in my heart just telling me that this is cancer. Like I've just been trained from a young age to spot cancer and spot the early signs of skin cancer because, again, a lot of people in my family have had cancer. And also because I got tig old bitties, I've also had to learn to catch breast cancer very early. And so from a little girl, I was sitting there writing notes about cancer. And just like looking at it, I was like, dude, it's giving cancer. And I can't believe I put that in a statement. Like, shout out to 2024 for allowing me to put that sentence together and it makes sense. So this is just a PSA. If you have something weird on your body and you know it's not normal and you know it's looking weird, girl, I understand there is privilege in the fact that I'm on my mom's health insurance and we have such a good health insurance that I said, Mom, I need to go to a dermatologist because I need a keloid removed and I need to get this mole checked out. And she was like, all right, cool, go, book it. Like, what are you talking to me for? There's privilege in that, but you know what? I'm about to give some horrible financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't come here saying like, oh my God, you said I would have been fine. No, I'm saying put your health above the system. Go get it checked out. Go get it checked out. Money will come later, but death will come a lot sooner, waiting on the money to come. And that's honestly the way the system is set up. If you don't have the money, they don't want to talk to you because even nonprofit hospitals need to make a profit in some way, shape, or form. Never think that the system is sitting here, like the American system specifically, because if you know, you know, it's expensive. Everything is so damn expensive. Everything costs $1,000 to get it done. Like, even me and my little health insurance, my whole visit still costs $300. Like, I know that's not cheap. I know that's not easy. Trust me, I'm sitting here unemployed. If anyone knows the cost of things, it'll be me. But y'all, go get checked out. Don't sit here. If you're waiting for your sign, this is your sign. Matt King, You saved my life. You saved me a headache. And I can't even be... Dude, it was given the signs of melanoma. Melanoma is the deadliest skin cancer. So I'm going to say he fucking saved my life. I caught it. I saw it. And I let it go because my doctor was right. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. But, you know, I'm happy that I listened to my gut and said, I would rather be safe than sorry. I would rather look like a hypochondriac. In other news, I've always had weight issues all my life, and I honestly want a public apology because I'm now waiting for the results of this test to come in. But I went to a gynecologist because I was like, my hormones are off. I've never had the experience of like no periods for 9 months or whatnot that my friends around me who've been diagnosed with PCOS have had. And so I never thought twice about like, do I have PCOS or not? Because the experience my friends had was not the experience that I had. Lo and behold, I started listening to Miss Remy Ashton's experience. And she also had the experience of going 9, 10 months, full years without a period. And I did not relate to that. I relate to skipping a month every once in a while, but it wasn't that frequent. I mean, it happened so infrequently of like skipping a full month that I was like, you know, it's stress or it's a new antibiotics that I started. Lo and behold, she starts talking about her other experiences with weight, with energy levels, with this, with that, with certain birth controls that she was on and the reaction her body had to it. Lo and behold, it was because she had PCOS. And I was like, oh, but I relate to that. And then she started talking about the pain of her periods. And I was like, because I get a period and I can't even stand. Like, standing hurts. Going on a little walk and stretching out my body to ease the pain of the cramps, like, puts me on the floor. And so, lo and behold, due to Miss Remy Ashton, I finally said, something's not right. I need to see a doctor. I need to talk about my experience. And I realized I was on the opposite end of the spectrum. A tweet helped me with this one. But there was a tweet saying, like, you can actually bleed. So typically people with PCOS, they experience no bleeding, really heavy bleeding, or little to very light bleeding. But there is a range. So you want to be in the middle range. You don't want to be too light or too heavy. And I was like, I think I might be on the too light because I've always looked at it as I'm so lucky. My periods are 2-3 days. Every 3, 4, sometimes 5 months, though, I'll get a cute little 5-day period. And I'm like, where did you come from? Like, what the hell? Go back to 2-3 days. And then it would. 2-3 days. And so I started explaining that to my doctor. And I was like, it's normal, right? And she was like, no, babes, every time you start your period. And the other thing was, even though I had a monthly period, I didn't have a full 28 on the dot schedule. It was always like, what was normal for me was like, I will be a week late, I'll be 2 weeks late, 3 weeks late, sometimes a month late, sometimes I'll have 2 periods in a month. And so for me, it wasn't that I was skipping periods. I just couldn't keep track. Like my body was like, we just gonna start whenever we want to. And I wasn't getting PMS symptoms either. And so suddenly I'll just be sitting there and I'm like, whoop. Will y'all excuse me for a second? I need to run to the restroom. So as I'm explaining this, she instantly just goes, have you ever been diagnosed with PCOS? And I was like, no, but my mom is starting to have a lot of issues and they're telling her that's what it might be for her. So it's now making me question it. And birth control stopped all of these things from happening. Next thing, now on birth control, I can predict my periods. I'm having PMS, horrible PMS, still very painful, horribly painful. But I also had some negative side effects where, also on birth control, my acne cleared up. I've always had acne all my life. Got on birth control, kind of cleared up, switched birth controls, boom, instant breakout. gaining weight like nobody's business, can't lose the weight, like horrendous. And so it was just a whole lot of, you know? And I'm explaining that, and she was like, yeah, definitely PCOS. So then she goes, you're on the wrong birth control. If you have PCOS, and especially if you're worried about weight gain and stuff, you're on the wrong birth control. I'm going to put you on a birth control for people with PCOS, and we're going to go from there. If it doesn't work for you, come back to me. We'll take care of it. And I was like, is there a test that I can get to get diagnosed with PCOS? Because like, I just want a diagnosis. I think it'll help me process better, even if it means nothing. And I was like, is it even going to change my life? Is it going to change the way I function? She was like, no, there's no cure. There's nothing we can do other than manage the symptoms. So other than that, it's just really a lifestyle change. And we can honestly go from there, because all it will do is make you infertile, give you a higher chance of diabetes, and then everything else you're experiencing now. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that blood work done. Let's go ahead and get a definitive diagnosis. She was like, okay, enjoy. And so now I'm sitting here like, nah, I definitely got it. The fact that like, as soon as I started telling her my symptoms, she was like, PCOS? And I was like, And so, yeah, guys, so go to your doctor's appointment. So now I'm just waiting on the call back to find out if I officially have PCOS or not. I'm pretty sure I do, because the second that I'm now taking steps to do things that people with PCOS do to like help them live their life, to help them regulate, it's working for me. So it's like, you know, we're just like waiting on the definitive on paper, like you have PCOS. So that's how my life has been. I just wanted to update y'all, because these were like some really crazy updates, and I've just been gone for so long, and I had to let y'all know this was why. It's been a lot of medical diagnosis, a lot of in and out of the doctors. And so now, after I get the official PCOS diagnosis, the next thing I'm doing is I think I'm going to go ahead and see a dietitian, because diabetes does run in the family hardcore, and being on birth control that only allowed me to gain weight and never lose it. I would like to feel better in my body, and I'm not trying to be a size 2, babes. I still want to be 2 something, but at least like, I don't know, 240. So that's the end of this podcast. My social media will always be in the show notes. XOXO, peace out, Girl Scout. Mwah.